Okay, Aquarius is up. And Aquarius, I broke it down by body part, so it's very clear. The forehead is straight up and down. There's a sense of electricity demonstrating around the head. The hair shows early graying, and it's unruly, thick, curly, electric, flying out, and I know who everybody's thinking about. The face, there's a regularity to the face. It's even, it's balanced. The complexion seems to show light through it.
What is skin is moist?
The skin is moist.
Who said that?
Well, that's what's on the list. Does that make sense? It doesn't to me.
No, it should be for Pisces,
Okay.
not on Aquarius.
Okay, forget that bit. The eyes are eccentric, off-center, strange. They're bright, and you'll see someone who's got very strange eyes. Bright, unusual, multicolored. The nose is Roman. We've met that one before. It's sometimes short and wide.
I don't know about the Roman nose again. I'm not
Again?
sure why
Okay.
that was there, but
All right. The hands, the fingers are frequently spread. The body moves in a nervous, chaotic manner. The calves can be accentuated, and there can be a bear or husky dog look. That's what it said. Okay, so here we go. All right,
Oh,
Thomas
goodness.
Alva Edison, Aquarius Sun. Look how regular his features are. Very balanced, very even. But there in that middle picture, his hair is definitely unruly. You can see that the forehead is straight up and down. In the third picture, there is a strange look in the man's eyes.
Buckminster Fuller is a Cancerian, but rectification seems to show Aquarius rising.
This is Thomas Alva Edison.
No, this is Buckminster Fuller.
It is?
Yes, and these two are Thomas Alva Edison.
Okay, the internet was wrong once again.
It does that. It does that.
They
it's
do,
not.
don't they? Okay.
It's not.
Okay, so one's Buckminster, the other's Thomas.
These two, and the bushy eyebrows, fifth ray,
Yeah,
and Pluto. He's got Scorpio rising, right?
yeah, yeah. And you can kind of see that there's some thickening at the lobes. Yeah.
Yes, right there. Fuller, I think, is a Cancerian with the moon in Pisces, I think, and I think he's got Aquarius rising.
Okay, so at least I chose an Aquarius.
You were lucky.
Okay, and here's a couple women with Aquarius Sun. And look at Mia, how the light seems to show right through her skin. And if the hair is natural, and I think it is because this looks like a fairly natural picture, the hair is thick and curly. And then we have Evangeline Adams, and definitely, she's got curly hair. Again, we don't know. We don't know if that's a natural curl to her hair. She probably put it up in pin curls and bobby pins back in the days when we did that. And there is a strange look to her eye. Her one eye. It's kind of sad in the other eye, isn't it? But the one eye is very strange looking.
Okay.
Okay, here's a lot of different examples. Sharbat Gula in the lower right-hand corner. I'm sure you've seen this picture many times, but look how strange those eyes are. She was the Palestine?
Yeah, in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
A journalist, a photographer, took a picture of her and then went back years later when she was an adult and posted it again on Times magazine, and you saw such a
You got to
difference.
speak into the microphone.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, one of the journalists took a picture of her, and she was in Times Magazine, and then he went back to look for her. He spent a lot of time looking for her, took a picture of her in much older age, and you still see that look in her eyes, although of course her face is very, lined,
clear,
and you it shows the hard life she's had.
But the eyes are definitely odd. And I honestly don't know if she's an Aquarian. I pulled that out just to show the very strange eyes. And again, with Wilhelm Reich, his eyes are incredibly odd. And he does have this kind of husky dog look, I think, which is why I put the husky dog up there.
Yeah, he's a combination of Capricorn, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Very progressive guy, and boy, has he got hair.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
He's got the hair.
Yeah.
If you ever seen, it's just, can't do anything with it.
Yeah. It's a lovely dog, yes. And there's Buckminster Fuller with the spread fingers. I think he's Aquarius sun.
I think he's the Aquarius rising. He's a Cancerian sun.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So then I just did it again so you can see it again. In case you didn't get it the first time, skip the Roman nose and
And
skip the
more.
moist skin. But there we go with Aquarius.
Can you turn me on here, Bob? That's what I mean. That's
The crazy
that's
eyes.
the look. And you'd think that that's just that's just the artist's imagination, but you'd be surprised at the number of Aquarians that have this kind of look in the eye. As a matter of fact, the guy who's catering for us, Mike Strait, he's an Aquarian, you know, wearing those fancy metallic sunglasses. You just take a look at him. He's got that look in his eye. I've seen this a lot of times. They just kind of are looking at life in such a way. They're seeing the new, you know, and they look a little eccentric, a little bit. Okay. So I just wanted you to see that, because I used to think it was just the artist's impression, and in fact, it characterizes a lot of faces. By the way, Aquarius faces can be wide or can be, in the first decade, they can be very narrow. I've noticed this. It's a very strange thing, because the first decade is ruled by Saturn. It's not the Uranian part of it. But we have some people who just want to show a few things. So are we there almost?
Yeah, we're finished.
Okay. So we can switch back to the normal. Yes, exactly. Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, front and forward. All right.
Strange eyes. Strange eyes.
Come on, Brennan, Matthew, come on. They both have Taurus, so they don't want to move, you know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing picture. Yeah.
Thank you for.
I looked at a lot.
And we can hear. Now,
Strange eyes. Hoodoo. When I looked for strange eyes.
sorry. Oh, you too, yes, exactly. Well, it's the hair, you know, it's the hair. That's one of the big things. It's electric. There's an electric quality around the head. We pointed out, see, Justin's nose is incredibly sharp, if you really look at it. And that's the Virgo part, right? The Virgo gives that sharpness, right? Acuity, you know. What else? Where's your Mercury? Virgo too?
Mercury's Libra.
Okay. And what do you have? Gosh, he's got these big round eyes, huh? So, and Virgo, what is the day you're born?
21st of September.
I'm glad of that. Why am I glad of that? Why am I glad that this Virgo was born on the 21st of September? Because he's in the Taurus decan, he's got the big round eyes. Okay.
My moon's in Taurus.
Oh, well, a double. Okay. Do you see the Taurus eyes? Okay, Matthew, do you want to take off your glasses? And then I have two Taurus sons. They don't want to do anything I say. I know, he hasn't been to a conference for 14 years, and he will not be for 14 more years. Yeah. Okay. Well, when he has big round eyes. Anyway. So the Virgo is very strong, very sharp tip of the nose. Very interesting. You know, you've got the wavy hair and all the Taurus and Aquarius together. Okay? Now, when it comes to Nicholas, we've already explored his nose. And we have decided that it has a lot to do with the sign Cancer, but not necessarily ignoring. You know, we've already seen the Gemini look that is there in a certain respect, but he comes do you have the crevice? Slight crevice? Yeah, you do. Slight crevice. It's important to, when you meet somebody, within 5 minutes, you must be looking up their nose. This is important. Now, how you get to do that is up to you. Okay, however, Nicholas does have the husky dog look. You know, and although he is a young man, and perpetually young, being Gemini, there's a little bit of early graying, which we find with Aquarius. Indeed, a little bit of early graying. Now, my two boys have Taurus. They don't gray early, even though they both have Aquarius rising. So other things work against that, you see. Now, Gretchen, even though she says her hair doesn't do all that, this is very interesting with her because she has Aquarius rising, and Uranus and Saturn, which are the two rulers of Aquarius, are both in the sign Gemini. So she has this vital, vibrant, blinking look, you see. It's animated, you see. So she has a strong Gemini thing, and her ascendant in Aquarius is in the Gemini decanate, and her moon in Aquarius is in the Gemini decanate. And that's why she's carrying that strong Aquarius. Now, I'd like to see something that accounts for this area of the nose. I don't know her chart. Excuse me. Just 1 second. Just keep going. Just act as if nothing's happening. Yeah. Okay. I can't really account for that. She is in the Cancer decanate of Scorpio, and as I said to her, thank goodness for you, because you have Venus conjunct the Sun in Scorpio. It's in the Cancer decanate, so it probably does affect the way the nose looks slightly, right down in this particular area. I cannot yet account for the flattening on this part of the nose, but I'll find something, I'm sure. So anyway, we've accounted for your Gemini nature. I think so. And the fact that you're rather more pleasant than most Scorpios I know, and that's Venus with the Sun together, okay? Okay, well, Tony, he's got Aquarius rising, he's got the moon in Pisces, and really got that benevolent. I think Tony's rays, my estimation, but he'll have to find for himself. I think he's got a third-ray soul and a second-ray personality. And I think, because you're into law and thought, and, you're a thinker. And calm on the outer side with the second-ray personality. I believe it is so. A lot calmer than many second-ray souls appear to be. Anyway, he too, if you came closer to it, you would see the wavy quality in his hair. It's electric. And when you look at the sign Aquarius, it goes like this, doesn't it? So it shows up in the hair, which is something about the electrical system of the body. So, but he's got a very benevolent Pisces look, a very benevolent look. And this comes in with the second-ray personality, I think. Oh, I have Mars. I have wavy hair. I have wavy hair. Come here, I'll show you my wave. No, I have wavy hair. I do. Where do you think they got it? What? I have wavy hair, actually. There's a rather nice wave on my right side here. And I actually do. I have that. I have wavy hair. Well, no, you don't. You have Aries and you have Mars in Capricorn. Your ruling planet in the sign of lank hair. So that is, that's why you don't have that. Okay. But you have a whole lot of stuff going on in your nervous system, which reminds one of Aquarius, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So you have, what can I say, the nervousness or some kind of the high-strung nervous system that goes along with Aquarius. Aries and Aquarius, it's a very intense combination. I have that, you have that, only they are Sun and Moon in Aquarius, yes. So your whole nervous system is really, and by the way, what degree of Aquarius is yours? You don't know. Okay, then nobody who does astrology has a computer here. Heidi, would you look?
I'm in the beginning of Aquarius.
Okay, and what about your moon? Where's your moon?
Right, conjuncting all of there, it's a little star in there.
And so is it in
The
early?
first decanate.
It's definitely in the first decanate.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're blinking your eyes an awful lot. What year are you born?
47.
Okay, so Saturn is in Gemini? No?
Leo.
Okay, where's Uranus? Gemini. Okay, good. She blinks. The lady blinketh. Okay,
I have to add,
yes.
I am known to lumber like a bear. I know I do not look like the physique of the bear.
But you lumber like a bear.
But I lumber.
Okay, thanks for admitting that. Appreciate that. Okay, is that your reputation down home? Okay.
Well, not reputation, but, yeah.
Okay, oh, you think you have a first-rate body, right? Okay, she does, because she gets all of these really, really heavy energy things that happen to her, you know. And with Aquarius, and you know, it would kind of blow your nervous system out. Good.
Uranus is in Gemini on its own node.
On its own node. Okay, so it's very strong in Gemini. Very good. Thanks for looking that up. With Irv, as I also already pointed out, the Scorpio thing is there. Does anybody see any Aquarius? People are going to go home with such a wonderful feedback, you know. They told me I had the wavy hair. That's it. They told me I had shifty, strange eyes. I remember this.
My dad had wavy hair.
Did he?
I had curly hair.
You had curly hair? That before you shaved it off and decided to look like a seventh-rate priest? You had curly hair too. Okay, good. So it's Scorpio. You see the Scorpio, and and he is blinking. And I wonder about where is his Uranus or Saturn? Would you have? Okay, we really should have had this. We needed to be backed up. Yeah, but you have Aquarius, Sun, and where's your moon?
Aquarius.
Okay, well you should. Okay, we should really be able to see that. Yeah. Okay.
See it now.
Yeah. Well. Okay. I don't see it yet. Nicholas, do you see it? Not yet. Not right now. But we will see it later. By the way, I've noticed something about ears. I've noticed something, how sometimes the ears come out a bit. I think I find that with Aquarius. I find that. Barack Obama has that, and he has apparently, if his chart is correct, Aquarius rising. Yeah, I think something about the ears. I think you have that a little bit, Herb. Okay. But I don't. But I have to look at your chart. Can anybody look at his chart? Find it. It's on my computer. Herb Peltz. Okay, you got it? Bring it up. Okay, as far as the boys go, they have the wavy hair.
And a strange look.
A strange. Well, actually, Matthew has in one eye multiple colors in one eye, so he has that. A fleck of blue.
Does that give him a special ability? Does that give you a special ability?
None that I can share in public.
They both have Sun in Taurus, Aquarius
Rising
rising.
sign.
Rising sign Aquarius. In both cases, no, but for Matthew, Uranus is in Libra, and for Brennan, Uranus is in Virgo. So there is going to be a difference in the rulership. When it comes to Irv, oh my God, okay. Yes, and there's a strong, am I looking at Sagittarius here? He's got Mars in Sagittarius, which is the ruler of his Scorpio. So maybe a bit of the chin is going to give us that. Anything in Virgo here? Yeah, a bunch of asteroids in Virgo. Well, Irv, you remain the mystery man. Let's see if we can find Uranus here quickly. Uranus is in Taurus, in the Capricorn decanate of Taurus. So maybe we see some of that. I see the Scorpio in the eyes. I just felt that. You should be here. Okay. And he's got Pluto up at the top of the chart in Leo. So always look for the other side as well. Yeah. But you've got nice. You have that nice lid for Scorpio, definitely. Okay. And I don't know why you're blinking, but and I just can't find a reason for it. The only thing I can say, Mercury in the Gemini part of Aquarius. Okay, well, that was fairly painless, wasn't it? I know you can't believe what's happening to you, but just, by the way, I wanted to point out here, will you just close your mouth for a minute and kind of half smile? Yeah, you see, do you see the bow in the lip here? You see that? You know what? You want to know why? It's all that Libra in his chart and the fact that his ruling planet Venus is in Gemini. In the Libra decanate, the bow. See, the bow. That's not the case with Brennan. He has Venus in Taurus, so there's some difference there, okay? Is this a look of pity or understanding? I can't believe I'm here doing what I'm doing.
They can't believe they're being so good to you right now.
Yeah, they really are. I'll get it later.
Where do you think he developed all this stuff?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, one thing, you're lucky you got two good-looking sons.
Yeah. They're really good looking. Okay, that's it. All right, that's it. That's it, gentlemen. Ladies.
And the final sign.
I get that husky dog look too, you know. I get bearish.
Okay, the 12th
Aquarius.
sign. The 12th sign, Pisces. The brows slope downward. The mouth can appear fish-like or parrot-like. The
I'm worried about
eyes are large and receptive. They're downward sloping, watery, tearing, shy, evasive. There's a flatness beneath them.
That I don't know about. But, you know, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, flatness beneath the eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
flatness beneath the
Oh,
eyes.
yes, I thought you meant behind them. I'm sorry. A certain
Yes,
dead
okay.
quality of it. Like a dead fish, that kind of thing.
There's some squinting around the corners in pain.
Very important.
The nose is bowed, convex, fish-like, and may protrude. The body, trouble with feet, clubfoot, fuller, rounded body may carry weight, flexible, shorter arms. Okay, so here we have Albert Einstein. Seems like he should have been on the last one, but he's a Pisces,
He's our hero. With Cancer rising.
right? And in the lower left, you can see that little squint of pain at the corner of the eyes. And they definitely slope down. The eyebrows, what there is of them, they do slope down. You can see that in the right-hand picture. And you can see the bowed, convex, protruding nose in the middle lower picture.
And the Cancer tip of the nose is accentuated too, because the Cancer rising. In the Scorpio decanate, hence earlobes.
He does have earlobes. Yes, indeed. And he's got the cleft in the chin.
Yeah, with that's because of the Scorpio rulership there.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And by the way, because he's got the moon in Sagittarius, this is elevated, accentuated.
Uh-huh.
There, you see. The
Yep.
forehead is raised because it's the ruling planet of his Cancer ascendant. Okay.
Okay, we're going to go to Anais Nin, Pisces sun in the Pisces decanate. She's gorgeous. Look at the watery eyes. The eyes are everything in this woman. And you can see that beneath them, they're flat. They're flat beneath the eyes. And there is a pained appearance at the corners. Anais Nin lived in the 70s, wrote in the 70s, was kind of a pioneer in the women's movement. Wrote erotica. Yeah, famous.
We want to find out where her Venus is, don't we?
Yeah, she's,
American?
I'm not sure, actually. No, I don't think so.
A-N-A-N-A-I-S?
Uh-huh.
N-I,
A-N-A-I-S.
Nin,
N-I-N.
astrology. Okay, astrology chart, okay? Just quickly to find out.
And if you look past her stunning beauty, you can see that the mouth is slightly fish-like or parrot-like. You can see the fish. And the nose is
Oh.
bowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Venus and Pisces in the Scorpio decanate. Okay.
Okay. Ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so all are Pisces sun, except perhaps the fish. But you can see the different attributes, especially Tammy Faye, you can see that fish mouth. Osama bin Laden, the wet, moist eyes. Oh, yes, Tammy Faye, the bowed nose for sure,
And bin Laden, too.
and bin Laden as
Yeah.
well. Linus Pauling, the flatness beneath the eyes.
And Nijinsky seems to have the same thing, at least here. But I bet he had a lot of Aries, too. He was a great dancer, right?
Right, right. Glenn Close, you can see the brow, the eyes and the eyebrows slope downward.
What would you
Right.
say about a Pisces chin? Does it tend to recede?
It de-accentuates
Yeah,
the
it
chin.
recedes.
De-accentuates, except when we have the Scorpio emphasis there. Mouth pointing downward. Capricorn, disapproval. Good. No, I'm just seeing what I see when I see it.
And
Yeah.
W.H. Auden, there's definitely pain at the corner of the eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He became very haggard as an older man.
did he?
You just couldn't believe his face.
Oh, my.
It was one corrugation,
Oh, one corrugation.
total corrugation. Yes,
I have seen in many Pisces
I've seen in many Pisces,
a gap between the front teeth.
a gap between the front teeth. Okay, well, that's an item, that's an item.
Have you encountered in your research that?
We'll go looking for it, yep. Gap between the teeth, add that.
Okay, that's it. That's what I have.
Who was it? David Letterman, is he a Pisces? Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
That's it. That's Pisces unless
wow.
unless you want to look at this again. But that's more interesting.
Everybody just limp up here, please. All right, usually we try to overlook Pisces, but I would invite the Pisces people to, well, you know how it is, Pisces are always the people that people neglect, you know? Sad
Pisces,
thing, but
They disappear. Pisces disappear.
they do, they just, it's getting lonely. Pisces rising, or the
Pisces ascendant.
Sun and Pisces. Why don't you come up just for fun? Just for fun. You know, we're just trying to figure out her rising sign. We don't know that yet. By the way, Michael, would you say a couple of things? Just talk.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How come you came to this conference?
To work on the audio, connect with different people, understand more about astrology.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's a tone of voice in Pisces, which Michael is exhibiting. See, we didn't do anything about audio analysis of the voice, you know. Like with Aries people, they're always shouting straightforward, you know. And he's got this particular tone of voice, which I found in many Pisces. Where's Rick? He disappeared. He's a Pisces. He's not even here. He's perfect for the husky dog. You know, he's got many things going on Pisces. Has anybody seen Rick? Has anybody seen Rick? I'm worried about him. Nobody's seen him. Okay. Okay, I'm relieved because, you know, okay, I'm worried about him. All right. Total benevolence in the eyes here. Really strong, really nice. And Sagittarius what? Moon. Notice the horse lines right here, right? Notice the slight overbite, right? It's there, right? Just a little. Here, don't move. Total benevolence here in the eyes. See, she's got so much benevolence, you know. And I just don't know her rising sign yet. But if it's Pisces, then she's got Jupiter, the ruler, in Taurus. And we see that right around here. So we got to go looking for her ascendant. It's very important, but she has so much benevolence, you know. You can see that. Yes, and yes, and I think it's the fourth ray. And the eyebrows come up perfectly. I wish I could, yeah, she does that. The eyebrows come up and they almost meet each other in pain together. Yeah, and so look for that, the fourth ray. Scorpio. What degree?
First decanate,
First decanate.
6 minutes degree Scorpio.
Six, yeah.
17.
So it's Scorpio. And you know, this is very modified. Scorpio is very modified here. Except you can get a slight underbite with Scorpio, with Capricorn, and with Taurus. Those three, okay? The overbite signs are Gemini and Sagittarius, and I don't know what else, but the underbite signs are those, and you have a little bit of that. Let's see, do you have any Aries planets, or do you know your chart? Has anybody looked at Michael's chart? Has he got his chart there? Okay, yeah. Oh, you got nice benevolence in your eyes. Very good, very good. You see that, you see that. I'm looking for something here. This nose is very interesting, and he really does this, doesn't he? He really. Yeah, he has, and his posture is so good. You know, it's enviable. You know, and he stands up straight. You know, he stands up straight, and for a Pisces to stand up straight, okay. And that's where the seventh ray comes in. The seventh ray, you know, I think so. But do we have Michael there anywhere? Mike.
73. 70.
Chiron and Aries, and give me the chart there. Thank you. Yeah, it's a certain serenity, and he takes a name. Your name is Phoenix Crow at the moment, right? You took that, or you know, it's a taken name. It's birds. It's the birds. It's seventh ray. It's you know, it's the angels. Wow, someone did a lot of marking up here. Yeah, and he's in the Scorpio decanate of Pisces. Okay, and where is his Jupiter? I know Jupiter's here. Just let me find it. There's so many marks. The moon is in Leo. Okay, and in the Aries decanate. Okay, and let's just see. I know he's got Jupiter somewhere, and why can't I find it? Because it's faded out. It's Jupiter in Aquarius. Forehead up and down. Okay, up and down. Yeah, and the Leo too. There's a certain, you know, to the manner born. Right, certain thing. Seventh ray thing, absolutely. Yeah. See, you have such a, look, the eyes are sloping downward. You see that? They are. And there's such a look in the eyes. It feels very good. Look again. Thank you. It's really nice. Oh, and you too. And you know, the dancer with the imagination. She thought she's double Aries, but she's doing all this stuff, you know. And she's been in theater and directing and, you know, and in film. It's Pisces, you see. Pisces rising, 28 degrees of Pisces rising. So it's in your whole manner of being with the seventh ray body, you know, doing the ballet positions and all of that, you see. So what do you do? What do you do in your life?
I teach business and I'm an astrologer.
Okay. Teach business, yeah. Well, there must be other stuff than Pisces. That's for sure. Okay, interesting guy. All right. There's a perpetual smile here. What do you have in Gemini? Anything? Nothing. Where's your Venus?
It's actually in Virgo, 28th degree.
See, I think she has a fifth ray mind or something. You know, yeah. There's the logical side and the benevolent side. Very benevolent and sometimes very factual. I'll let Lawson do that. All right, so good. So I see some watery eyes here, to tell you the truth. Do you? I mean, I don't see any dried up eyes, really, but there's a lot of water going on here. Okay. Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, Leo's the glow. Sagittarius is a bit this, this, and this. Pisces is the eyes. Yeah, it's right. We don't know your sign yet, but a lot of benevolence, a lot of second ray for sure. So we'll go looking for that. And what I'm happy about with the Pisces hypothesis, I may be wrong, is that Jupiter is in Taurus, and I see that. I see the Taurus here with her. We can work with Nicholas on that, and Elena will pull her in. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. And here, Michael, is your, okay, you bet. Okay. Well, okay. All right, folks. Yes, tempus fugit. So, well, just take a look around. Just take a look around. Just look at each other. Don't evade looking at each other, or we'll say you have the third ray. Just take a look. There you are, you're the book of life, you know. You're the book of life, many, many pages, 10,000 lives, however many, since the old days, in some case moonchain days, in some case first solar system days. I'm sure you look different then. A lot bigger. Well, maybe more like, you know, more like an animal, who knows? I mean, you know, we've refined somewhat. By the way, would you stand up there, Carol, for a minute? I want to point out those cheekbones for the Scorpio rising. I didn't do that before. Those real high cheekbones involved with Scorpio. Yeah, thank you for being present. The attitude required is one of constant vigilance towards spiritual reading and symbolic presentation of inner energy patterns. Maybe people say it's a little, you know, rude to look at somebody or whatever. But you can... Yeah.
It was so funny when we would spend all day at my house doing this, and then we'd go out to dinner, and the waiters and waitresses would come, and we would be fast at work, believe me.
We'd be on them. Well, you know, you don't necessarily have to read only books. You can study life straight as it is. You know, there it is. Like you study the skies, and Alice Bailey say, if you study the skies, then the history of every religion and philosophy is written right there in the skies, even if all the books should be burned up. And here you have people right in front of you who are representing the combination of energies. All the energies there are in unique combinations, every one. It's so interesting. And we are the product of many, many lives, aren't we? And here it is right here, right in front of us. We've evolved. And we are now presenting the contents of our causal body and all the things the solar angel arranged for us in terms of the different vehicles. And here it is. And you can look at it and you can begin to divine or discern what lies behind that. Why do we even want to do this? We want to do this so we can help people know who they are, so that they can better tread the spiritual path, knowing the energies they have and what they can do with them. I mean, why is it important to know your rays or your astrology or any of that? It's for a scientific understanding of where you fit in the plans of the three great lords in Sanat Kumara. Where do you fit? Because so many of us are barking up the wrong tree. We don't know what our next step ahead will be. So when we know these energies, and we can study the symbol to help us discern the energies and help other people realize that those energies exist by helping them see that there it is in the most tangible thing we've got. See that? Okay. Tangible thing we've got. Then we're doing something for making this great thought form understood, bringing the hierarchy closer to Earth and the Christ closer to Earth and the whole new civilization closer to Earth. Understanding of the energies. So it's not just a trivial game. It's kind of fun, you know, because, you know, we probably never looked at ourselves this way before. It's fun to see, but these things are really working out in a tangible manner. So I would recommend to everybody to keep your eyes open. Also keep your ears open. Hear how people talk. Because, you know, the analysis of the tones of the voice will also be equally as important as what the eye reveals. and look into the eyes, because the eyes are the windows of the soul, so esoteric iridology will reveal, I think, soul rays and that which lies behind. You know, it's just an eyeball, right? You know, it's the expression around it. But what's going on inside that eyeball? Iridology will reveal it to a great extent. And the minute changes in colors of configuration, they will reveal something. So it's just the beginning of what Master DK calls the expert diagnosis of the ray. Expert diagnosis. Followed, of course, by the reconfirmation that astrology is real. And, you know, people won't be able to resist it when they see the forms and compare the forms to each other, and they say, that's the same, that's the same, that's different. They won't be able to resist it. So it's a bit of a fifth ray confirmation of the validity of astrology. Are there any questions? Yeah. Do we have? Okay. Excuse me. I'm about to do something bad. This even hasn't even been on. It's on now, I just flicked it. Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, anyway. Go ahead.
Picks up the audio anyway.
Good, good, good. Okay, so the question is.
There are a couple places I've come across incidences where people have had, whether either they had a visit with someone very spiritual or they undertook some type of spiritual experience, and their relatives, their very close relatives who saw them literally just like minutes later, said that they barely could even recognize the person. Now, their physical features haven't changed, but something in their etheric body or their aura has changed.
Yeah.
So how does this,
Well, it can happen.
would that be like a changing of their, not necessarily their rays or anything, but
It's just a change in the energy body, really.
but it changes their physical features to such a point where they, their appearance of their physical features. The physical features
Well,
have changed, but their
Okay, well
appearance,
then,
perception of them.
okay, well then I would have to see that. In other words, that has to be studied. It may be so, but let's study it and make sure. Then we can deduce what has happened.
Michael?
Yes.
If the soul was temporarily overshadowing that physical form, and the soul itself is in a sense beyond
Yeah.
these, then it would tend to soften all that specificity, and you would see a closer to the archetype.
Yeah, but then did it remain that way? That's the
No.
question. If it remained
I
that
wouldn't
way,
say-
then we have something we really can study.
Yeah,
See,
enlightenment.
with all these things, don't believe anything. Just don't believe anything. Find out for yourself. See, in other words, just accept things as working hypothesis, and then find out with the faculties you have whether it is true or not. Prove it. You know, in other words, we're going into an age which is called the age of Aquarius, and humanity will have a fifth ray personality in the age of Aquarius and a fourth ray mind. We can prove these things for ourselves. We don't have to just believe. Are there any other questions? Other questions? So if there's other questions, and then I have something. Yes, go ahead. Sherry, go ahead, please.
Have you been looking at colors
Yes.
around people in this
Yes.
study?
Yes.
I've seeing the different colors. I never know if that's a manifestation of the personality, the soul. But seeing goldish yellow around you as you're speaking, to me, it's your mind right now that is at work. So that kind of answers a lot of questions I have. Have you looked at that in your work?
Well, if you, it's important, and if you are an accurate psychic, then you make note. And even if you're not, you just make note of what you see. And then you correlate it with what other people see. And pretty soon we have a science if enough people have the same perception. So like DK says, write it down in your spiritual diary. When you hear something, when you see something, when something experience, write it down, write it down. It's the beginning of bringing things together for a scientific understanding later. It's very important. All that's important. As a matter of fact, I want to put in a plug here. Rick should be here, but you know, Rick and I have been working on the Terra test, transpersonal astro-rayological analysis, Terra. It is an extensive ray test that takes into consideration also the astrological factors. So I want to encourage you to take that test. Many of you have taken the PIP. How many? Okay, quite a few. Now, the Terra is another animal altogether. It takes a long time to take it. However, the purpose of the Terra test, I wish Rick were here, is to focus on the ray of every vehicle, whereas the PIP did not, and the Terra does, in addition to certain coloristic sections where color preferences are taken into consideration. Doesn't mean necessarily what's around a person, but at least we know the colors they love. There's also a complete section on the sub-rays of the soul, the polarization of the rays of the triad, the emphasis within the spiritual triad. Now, obviously, this is just a probe, an initial probe, but there are 9 possible combinations of rays in the triad, says the Tibetan, in Cosmic Fire, page 177. Okay, I like that page. So this gives us a chance to understand how we are focused in the spiritual triad when we start to move up the Antakarana. Maybe it's just a dim glimmer, but maybe something will click for you, and you'll be able to begin to feel something that has sponsored your soul ray. And we've even had the audacity, and I suppose it is audacity, to go ahead and discuss the 2 monadic rays, the 7 rays and the 3 rays, and how they can, in fact, chart the distant course for people. Now, not so many of us are near the monad particularly, and maybe it'll be many lives before we are. But we have intimations of a distant future coming. And I've tried to plot a course that way so that you can at least begin to think about the monad, the monadic psychology, just the same way DK would have you do that, I think. Because it's all scattered in his books. It's all right there. Monadic psychology is in his books, but he never calls it by that name. But if you will read carefully the section on the blessed ones in Esoteric Psychology 2, you will see that he is absolutely talking about the monadic rays, as the 7 of them, as they come down into incarnation. So all I'm trying to do is get you to take this test, to have the patience to take this test, because it'll take you a couple of weeks. What you'll have to do is you'll take one section, cool off, go do something else, come back and take another section. And Rick has put it all right up there on the internet, so your results are kept. You'll see your results all the time. You can go away, you make your donation, you know. I mean, this is not, we don't charge specifically, but Rick's put in tremendous work here. So you'll make a donation perhaps, and finally you'll get a whole picture of what your rays may look like. I think it would be very interesting. I encourage you to to take the Tara test. Yes?
Our goal is to establish or figure out what our rays are
That's one goal.
for all our different vehicles.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
But then do those change as we change over the course of our life?
Over the course of the life, they can change. They certainly change from life to life. Every one of your personality rays can change. The soul ray maybe changes one time over the course of your many millions of years of evolution. The major triadal ray does not change. The secondary triadal ray can change. The one type of monadic ray can change, and he tells us how that's happened. Either Sanat Kumara says, we need you here, or there is a natural evolution towards from a ray of attribute to a ray of aspect, and the major monadic ray does not change. So some change, some do not. And your astrology is changing all the time. So you are a work in progress, and many things are fluid, they are in flux. The major thing about all of this is figuring out which energies are there, especially from the soul on down, and how to use them in the best way. That's the main thing. Even if you don't know where they belong, if you know you have the energies, how do you use them? That's the thing. Well, Rick will, you just go on to, actually we're bringing it out, you just go online and Rick will give you the link to go online. As a matter of fact, I may have the link as well. We'll make that link available to everybody when we bring it out. Are there any questions? Yes?
Michael, I believe there's a link from the SRI homepage.
Okay, a link for the tarot test on the SRI homepage. Okay, very good. It's easy to find. We'll just look up Tara on the internet. We can find it. Yes, Iris? Yes.
I just wanted to say I took it yesterday. I just Googled 7 ray. Somehow you can find it.
You can find the Terra test. Yeah. Now, wait a second. Are you sure you didn't take the PIP? Because if you took the Terra test in 2.5 hours, I'm going to fall down dead, you know. I can't even take the monadic module in 2.5 hours. Which one did you take the Terra test in 2.5 hours? Maybe you took the PIP. Maybe you could, or was it the PIP, PIP 2?
No, it was not. It definitely was Tara. I know, I took it on the 1st. I said, oh yeah, I was supposed to do it by April 1st.
Yeah,
It
so
was April 1st, so I...
April Fool's Day,
Yeah.
okay. All right, well, that's amazing to me. If you took that, that's fantastic. Then it proves it can be done in 2.5 hours at the speed of light. Okay. Oh, appearing. Come closer. Come closer. Maybe you've been hearing a little bit about the Terra test. Yeah. They want to know how to get it, how to access
Yes,
it.
yes. As far as the Terra test goes,
Closer.
okay, it is not available yet. It will be available after Friday when we give our workshop. At that point, for those individuals that have taken the PIP, you will find on the menu, okay, on the left-hand side, I guess this is the left-hand side, okay, that there will be a Terra link. Okay, if you go to that link, you'll find it after you've logged in to the PIP. And that's the way you'll get it. But it will not be available until Friday after the workshop.
So we have a couple of days left, few days
Right.
left. Very good. By the way, Rick has Aquarius rising, husky dog look. He's a Pisces, and he has a whole lot of Capricorn, and the nose is pointing downward into the realm of understanding material matters. And he occasionally has benevolence in his eyes. Okay, and forehead up and down, wavy hair. Okay, just thought you'd. By the way, what we want to do before long is we want to throw your palms into it. We want to throw the sound of your voice into it. We want to take pictures of you doing different things. I mean, this is a wish list, you know. We want to get a complete analysis of everything you show, of your inner energy quality. Okay. I'm glad you came in, Rick, to help us with that. You did kind of like Deus ex machina, you know, God in the machine. Oh, you've been,
Because of the internet that we've had, I've been having some minor little difficulties doing finishing touches, but I think I did version 1.0 finally this morning about 3 a.m.
You're doing a whole lot. And by the way, the sound of Rick's voice, born on March 17th, is a bit like the sound of Michael's voice. I don't know if you hear that thing I hear, and I don't know what it is. What's your birthday, Michael? 16th? Okay, pretty close. There is a certain sound. I can't duplicate it, but maybe you can hear it. Voice analysis, hand analysis, of course, ear analysis is very important, but we have to get to that. We must analyze every aspect of the form to look for commonalities. So maybe it won't be Terra test in this particular life, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Now, tomorrow. Tomorrow is a real change of pace. Today we have looked at the form as it reflects the inner energy pattern. Tomorrow we're going to start with intuitions about our inner energy pattern. And we are going to see what Master DK has to say about people to whom he has given rays. And it's not only your ray structure that is important, it's what vehicle your soul ray works through and what vehicle your personality ray works through. And Master DK has some marvelous things to say about that because it determines a person's psychology and their particular issue, their problems. And basically, how I understand it, it's a question of polarization. If let's just say you have an astral, mental, and physical body, it's pretty much like this, that if the vibratory vibratory condition, let's say astral and mental, of your astral body is higher than the vibratory condition of your mental body, then the soul will work through the astral body, and your personality will work through your mind. In other words, it depends on which one of the vehicles is vibrating to a higher pitch. That's the one the soul will choose in a particular incarnation. That's called polarization. There'll always be two of your personality vehicles which are used, one by the soul, one by the personality, and one is left free without the pressure of either the soul or personality, and that is an interesting issue and problem, the one that's left free. So we're going to discuss all of that tomorrow. The team will present some of Master DK's own words, and you will be thinking about it and meditating about it and trying to find out, which can't be really done in one day, which one of your vehicles accepts the impress of your soul, and which one of your vehicles accepts the impress of your personality, and what are the implications of that. And so tonight, your assignment is to think about it. Each one of you has a soul and personality, and some of you know what it is, or you think you know what it is. Look at the condition of your personality vehicles and try to think which one of these vehicles is under the direct impression of the soul and which one is under the direct impression of the personality, and why. Think about that. And tomorrow we'll try to come up with reasons why this should be so. Is it clear? Yeah, because it's not just enough to know your rays, it's a question of the link between, like in my own case, I would say my second ray soul works for my third ray mind, and my sort of fourth, sixth ray personality works through my sixth ray astral body, leaving my physical body free to cause distress to those who love order. Okay. You want me to suffer? I can't say it unless Tuya's here, and then she will really shake her head that it is so. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Great work, team members, thank you for everything. And you have enough to think about, right? And we have announcements coming.